Let's do it.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Stephanie Lou, and welcome to Lights, Camera, Live. I've been on hiatus for this entire summer, just enjoying the sunshine here in San Diego. And I've got some amazing news for you guys today. Today, we're going to be talking to Madeline Sklar. That's how you pronounce it, right?
Yep. You got it right.
Okay, cool. And we're going to be talking about how you can go ahead and step up your Twitter game. I'm talking about things that go beyond retweets and all that good stuff. So I've got the pro here, and I'm going to go ahead and switch my screen so you could go ahead and see here. So 1 second. Boom, say hi.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Good to see you all.
Love it. So if you guys are just tuning in, go ahead and let us know where you're watching from. I'm here in beautiful sunny San Diego. Madeline, where are you?
I'm in Houston, Texas, where it's very, very hot.
I was just about to ask you that. Is it really hot and humid right now?
Oh, yes, very much so. That's why I'm indoors in the office. This is my happy place.
Yeah. Do you have your AC cranked up right now?
Absolutely. I can feel it right now. It feels good.
That's good. You know what? I used to have a fan in my office, and then when I was live streaming, the fan would actually hit my mic. And it was so embarrassing because people thought it was just like me breathing really, really hard into the mic. And I was like, no. I was like, it's the fan. It's the fan. So, hey, shout out to Juan. Shout out to Irma Tuano for joining us. And Scott. Scott is actually in Texas, too. He's from Agora Pulse. Do you know who he is, Scott Ayers?
Oh, yeah. We're buddies. We're pals.
Yeah. Agora
Yep.
Pulse.
I love Scott. Scott's great. They actually had me on their podcast talking about Twitter. We did some cool stuff with some analytics. It was really like, Twitter chats and how they did. It was really fun.
Oh, good. Then it's going to fold right into this episode, too. Hey. Shout out to Mike Colton and Scott. All right. So for those of you that are just tuning in, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be talking about new ways that you could go ahead and step up your Twitter game. So I have Madeline Sklar here, and she is a serial entrepreneur, you guys. She's a community builder, leading Twitter marketing expert. Honestly, when I was reaching out to people saying who is the go-to expert when it comes to Twitter, her name kept popping up. Like you saw it. You saw it in the Facebook group. It was like, Madeline,
I did.
Madeline. So you guys, just let me get through this real quickly. She has 22 years of digital marketing experience. 13 of that is social media. She's the #1 social media power influencer in Houston, Texas. What? Do you get like a badge for that?
I would love a badge. Maybe a cape. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah,
I should get a cape.
A cape, a crown, and a scepter. I would be all over
Oh,
that.
yes. That would be cool.
Yes. And so you guys, Madeline is also the host of Twitter Smarter. It is a Twitter chat, and you've been doing it for the last 6 years, right?
That chat for the last 3 years.
Okay.
I've been running chats every week for about 7 years now.
And how many impressions have you received because of these Twitter chats?
Just for Twitter Smarter the last 3 years, I'm blown away by the 6 billion impressions.
That is insane.
6 billion. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. Daryl Stern, did you hear that? 6 billion impressions from her Twitter chat. And that specific hashtag is only 3 years old for that one?
No, the hashtag for Twitter Smarter is actually, I've been using it every day as just a branded hashtag for me for like 5 years now.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, cool. Well, fun. All right, you guys, so we're going to go ahead and dive into Twitter. And so for those, Madeline, that just aren't familiar with Twitter, what is Twitter? How would you describe it in a nutshell these days?
Oh my gosh. Well, it used to be all about, the 140 characters. It feels a lot like texting, and it's just a great platform for short, concise communication. Even at the 280 character maximum now is still for short, concise, to the point. And that's what made me fall in love with it when I first got on it about, I think it's been about 12 years now. It is a great way to communicate with people. It's fun. It's something I highly recommend.
Yeah. I would probably say my go-to social media platform whenever I go to conferences is Twitter. It's like my first line of defense, like when building relationships with people. It's like, I just met you at a conference. I'll add you on Twitter. Maybe if you're cool, we'll do LinkedIn. But if you're really super cool, then we'll be friends on Facebook.
Cool.
Love it. Okay, so when you were talking about these Twitter chats, what exactly is a Twitter chat?
I think the best way to describe a Twitter chat is bringing people together, gathering people together from all over the world through a hashtag. And so, for an example, my Twitter Smarter chat, every Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern, we all converge on Twitter, and this can be twitter.com on your browser. It can be on your phone using the Twitter app. It can be through Hootsuite. It can be through Agorapulse. It can be through any app or tool. As long as you're on Twitter, you put in the hashtag #TwitterSmarter. You are now able to see the conversation. We want you to participate and actually, chat with us. But it's all about the hashtag. For that 1 hour, I'm hyper-focused on that hashtag. If you tweet me like, hey, at Madeline Sklar, how are you today? I'm not paying attention to that. I'm paying attention only to tweets that have #TwitterSmarter. So that's how you bring people together with the hashtag, is we all are watching it and we are tweeting with the hashtag. So that's how you see it. That's how I see it. It's a great way to communicate. It's a little different from, hopping onto a Facebook Live or something. It feels a lot like texting with a bunch of friends.
That is actually, that is very true. Because I think right now one of my favorite conferences, MDMC, is looking for speakers, which, by the way, you should totally apply to be a speaker. And they have a specific hashtag, and I just felt like everyone was jumping on it, like, oh, MDMC 19, it's coming back out. Let's all get ramped up for it. When it comes to following the hashtag, right? Normal everyday people would probably be using their phone. Go ahead and click on the hashtag and follow along conversations that way. Are there other tools that people should consider? Like, let's say if I'm working on my desktop, what's a better way for me to stay on top of the actual hashtag usage?
So if you just want to be following hashtags?
Or just following the conversation in the chat.
Oh, for a chat? I recommend a website called tweetchat.com.
Okay.
And when you go to tweetchat.com, it's just a free website. You put in the hashtag, and on the page, in real time, the tweets will just appear in order, and you can just sit back. We get a lot of lurkers. You can just sit back and lurk and watch all these tweets in real time. And if you wanted to be a part of it, at the top there's a box and you can type in your tweet. And the great thing about it is that it will automatically put the hashtag in for you, because what a lot of newbies will say when they come onto the Twitter chat is they forget to put the hashtag in, and they're wondering why we're not responding to their tweets. And it's like, well, you got to remember to put the hashtag in. So tweetchat.com does it for you. The only drawback, there's a big drawback, they have not upped it from the 140 characters to the 280. So that's the only thing. It's a free site, so it's a company that maintains it. They haven't put a whole lot into it with updating it. So that's the only drawback. My workaround, and I always have a workaround for things, is that if I want to type a longer tweet, when you see the tweets, there's a timestamp for each tweet. If you click on it, it actually links to Twitter and opens up that particular tweet, and then I can type in a longer. So if I know I want to say something more than 140 characters, I'll do that. But it's just a nice, easy way to participate, is using a site like that. I don't recommend participating from your phone, because if it is a fast-moving chat, it is very challenging, because those tweets will go by. Like, my Twitter Smarter is a very fast-moving chat. So on a phone, you're going to be very challenged with trying to keep up. But when you're, on your browser, or you're, just at twitter.com or using tweetchat.com, it makes it so much easier.
That is so funny. I do believe I tried to jump in on the chat once, like, while, just like in line. I was like, this is going so fast. Yeah. And I would fat finger the whole thing, and then just the whole effort of trying to join in the conversation and sound like I know what I'm talking about. It was just fat fingered, and I was like, oh no, terrible.
It goes fast. I can't even keep up with it. That's how fast it is. Like, I try to watch all the tweets, and this is too many, because there's so many people. I remember when Twitter chats were new, and I would jump on some, and some of them are a little slower paced, and it's like, this is nice. I can keep up with every tweet. I can take my time responding. Then I one time got on a very fast chat. You know what the fast one probably was back then was probably media chat. So Aaron Kilby runs media chat every Thursday evening at 10 o'clock Eastern. And I remember the first time I went on there, I'm like, the tweets are like, zoo, 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 like so fast. Like, what, how do you keep up with this? And I thought, it's kind of, on one hand, it's kind of cool, but on the other hand, it's a challenge. It's like you cannot possibly keep up. And I was like, I wonder if my chat will ever get like that. And then it did. And I'm like, oh my God, I know what Aaron feels like when he's running his, because it's challenging, but it's fun. Twitter chats are fun. It's a fun way to connect with people.
So, which is a really great point. So how do you find out about other Twitter chats if you're looking for a specific niche?
Yeah, I always recommend Googling. Okay, so if it is a particular, I say niche, I'll say niche. I'll say niche, you say niche. So let's say you're into baseball and you want to go see if there's Twitter chats about baseball. I would recommend, because I don't know if there are, I would say type in, baseball Twitter chats. Start with that. And many times starting a Google search will lead you from one place, that place will lead you to another and another, and you're going down a rabbit hole and you're finding lots of different chats. But there's not always chats for different industries and niches. It just depends if someone's running one. So if you run into a dead end, you could always start one. Like, there's no rule book here. Like, there could be a chat out there and you're like, I could do a better job, then go start your own, or if there's a hole and no one's filling that gap. When I started the Twitter Smarter chat, there was no one doing a chat. No one was doing a Twitter chat about Twitter. That's
so funny.
But there wasn't one. I wasn't doing it specifically to fill a hole. What happened was I was on a mission I started 5 years ago, this mission, because I'm just at a heart, I just want to help people. I'm just an educator. I want to help people. And I started the Twitter Smarter hashtag to just get people to use Twitter and show them why it's so great. And then eventually the Twitter chat evolved out of that hashtag. So it's just a great way to connect.
Well, that's amazing, and I love that. And so it sounds like you've got a couple of new viewers that are going to be interested, already using the Twitter Smarter hashtag, sharing it out there. Daryl Stern, thank you so much. Demetris, amazing as well. So when you're doing these Twitter chats, what are usually your goals? Is it awareness, engagement? Are you trying to gain followers? Is getting followers even like a big goal? What do you think?
That's such a great question. Okay. Really, in all honesty, my number one goal is just to have fun and connect people. Really, at the end of the day, I should put on the business hat and say, I'm on there to monetize, let's make some money, let's get sponsors, let's grow this thing big and get sponsors. Really, I just want to connect. I'm a connector. I love to connect people. That in my 22 years being a digital marketer, that's always been one of my big things, is I like to connect people together. And a Twitter chat, hosting a Twitter chat, you're the one connecting everyone together. You're bringing everyone together. So that's always been my goal, first and foremost. But secondly, it is to provide awareness. It is to help people learn. So what I do with Twitter Smarter is I bring a guest on each week and we pick a topic that is somehow related to Twitter marketing, and we spend the hour sharing lots of great, impactful, insightful information. So people walk away going, wow, I learned so much. So, but also at the same time, connecting people together. I've seen people meet on the chat and go off and collaborate on projects, which has been super cool.
That is cool. Wow.
Yeah. It's really neat.
That's amazing. Okay. So now I have all these ideas of things that I want to try. What are some, what would you say, when you're doing a Twitter chat, are you the type where it's I need to have a poll, I need to have a GIF for this perfect answer? Are you just I'm just going to type whatever's at the top of my head, or you have a library of media content that you want to test out that week?
That's so cool. I love this question. When I'm running the Twitter Smarter chat, even though I have all the questions prepared and I know them before anyone else, I actually do not sit down and come up with my own answers. I tell my guests to prepare and have answers ready, because if they have their answers ready, they can easily tweet them out as I ask them, and then have time to then go and respond to people that are on the chat in real time, and not be so worried about what is my answer. What I like to do, and it's just me, is I like to just stay on my toes. I respond whatever's at the top of my mind it's almost as if I'm seeing the question for the first time. Because I don't sit there and spend a lot of time studying them. What am I going to say? So when I post it in real time, it's like, okay, how should I answer this? And whatever you see me put in that chat is whatever I was thinking should be the best response at that moment. But I don't want to take anything away from the guests and the people there that are sharing their 2 cents as well. I don't want it to be about me. So I just do one answer. I try to keep it low key. I really want the spotlight to be on everyone else, because that's just how I am. But when I'm a guest on Twitter chats, and I've been invited many times to be guest, I prepare really hard, and I do try to find, a cool emoji or a cool GIF or some image. Like, I do try to really plan it out and have some cool things together. But I do have certain GIFs I really like, and I noticed today on the Twitter Smarter chat, I like the one with the little girl with the excited face, and I was using it so much today because it was just, I love about GIFs, it's all about a feeling, right? You see it and you go, oh, it makes you feel good, or it makes you feel some emotion.
Yeah.
And I was just in this place today where all these tweets, I'd be excited, so I wanted to use that excited GIF, and I think it conveys so much, because, a picture, and in this case a video, is worth 1,000 words or more. So
that's awesome. Well, have you ever tried to make your own GIF of yourself?
I have, yes. There's an iPhone app I've used called Disco, or maybe it's Visco. There was Disco and Visco, VSEO and DSEO. One of them went away. You used one to do it, but they were somehow connected. But it's one of those. And you do it on your phone, and you can just create your own. I know there's other apps and tools. I have some of my regulars on Twitter Smarter that make really cool ones, really pro. And they put them on Giphy. And what's really interesting is that you can, I think you have to apply, but you can get your own page on Giphy with your branded GIFs. And people can use them. And I know people that have had millions of views of their own personalized GIFs, like Andrew and Pete. Do you know Andrew and Pete?
Yeah.
The duo in the UK. They have some crazy number of millions of views of their cool customized GIFs that they've created. So if you go to Giphy and you type Andrew and Pete, you'll see them. It's amazing.
That's so funny. Okay, I've made probably 2 of my own GIFs. And I love that you say GIFs or GIFs.
I'm old school, and I was one of the first web designers in Houston, and back then they were called animated GIFs.
Yes.
And that's what we all called them. So later, when it became, what we now know, we don't call them animated GIFs anymore. You got, some people say GIFs, some people just say GIFs. We called them GIFs back then, so I stick with GIF. But it's okay if you say GIF.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So I've made 2 GIFs. One is of me, and it's happy dance, right? So it's my own happy one. And then our good friend Mike Alton. The last time I saw, I know, right? Mike is so awesome. The last time I saw Mike, he did his own happy dance. And so I made that his own little GIF, and now whenever he leaves good news on my timeline, I'm just it's the Mike happy dance.
Nice. I love that. GIFs are fun. They're just fun. And I want to empower everyone here watching to go make some yourself, because I can literally sit here on my phone right now, open up that app that I mentioned, and I could just make one right now on the fly and go share it. It's that easy. It literally just takes seconds.
And so does Giphy connect to Instagram now? Or is it just you download it, or certain ones go to Instagram?
I don't know with Instagram. I know there's some kind of way to connect it with Facebook, I believe. But I'm not sure with Instagram.
Okay.
I heard there's something, though. There's supposed to be something with that. I was just reading something the other day, but I don't know for sure.
I'm super interested now. And actually, we have a good question from Demetrius. He's saying, hey, you have to make a video about how to create a GIF to use on social media, like Insta stories, anyone? So That is some shout outs right there. Okay. So now that let's say you've done your research, you've noticed that someone isn't covering your particular niche. If you want to promote your Twitter chat, how do you go about it? Do you just try to start it out in the ether? Do you create an event? How do you get people pre-buzzing about it?
You know, okay, I love this question because a really good friend of mine, Christy Gillentine, I encouraged her to start her own chat a few years back because she's like this total Snapchat expert. So she started a Twitter chat called Chat Snap. So she took Snapchat and twisted the words around, so Chat Snap. And it was a few weeks out, and I was promoting the heck out of it because I was so excited for her. And she wasn't tweeting it out and talking about it. And I said, Christy, what's going on? Why, she goes, I'm nervous. What if no one shows up? I said, here's what you do. Go invite all your friends, all your colleagues. Tell them you got this new chat and you really want them to be there to support you when you launch this. Aww. They will show up. And they did. Her very first chat, her very first one was amazing. There were so many people. So I always recommend, don't be afraid to promote. People are always afraid to promote their own things. They always say, Madeline, I'll promote you. I'm not comfortable promoting me. There's a lot of that in our world, right? Yeah. So it's okay to promote your own things. So I'm always promoting my Twitter chats because how else are people going to know about it? We know it's great, but how is anyone else going to know it's great?
I love that.
So guys, spread the word. And ask people to invite their friends. I actually do a tweet. I host another Twitter chat as well called Social ROI for a third-party tool called Managed Flitter. Mm-hmm. And at the beginning of that chat and the beginning of my Twitter Smarter, I always do a tweet that says, hey, invite someone that you think would enjoy this chat. And when people see that, they're like, oh, great idea. Let me go invite some of my friends and bring it because this is so great. I'm having so much fun. I want to invite other people. And that is another way to help get more people on. Just don't be afraid to ask people to invite, to share. When I'm doing live streams like this, I'll say, hey, if you're enjoying this, hit the share button right below us and share this. So maybe those watching right now that are live, hit that little share button right below us. Because if you're enjoying this, I'm sure your friends will as well.
Oh my God. Yeah, I love it. See, there's just so much crossover with live video and with tweet chats.
Yes.
It's absolutely amazing. So here's the question. So I know that when tweet chats first started, people would launch them with doing giveaways or trying to get a sponsor. Is that still a thing? Does that still happen quite often?
I don't see it as often. Sure, there are plenty that do have giveaways, that do sponsorships. I just want people to have fun. So sometimes I'll see if a guest is like an author, I'll ask them if they want to give away a book. Like I had Dan Gingiss a few months ago, and he has a really great book I really like that's all about customer service. He talks a lot about Twitter in his book. So I said, hey, do you want to do a giveaway of your book? He's like, sure. So that was fun, and it was different and just a way to just get people excited about the chat. So I think those are good bonuses that you can do with giveaways. I love doing giveaways when I do events in person. Actually, you'll like this. As Social Media Marketing World, both this year and last year, I hosted the Twitter Smarter Chat live in person because the conference is on a Thursday. That's one of the days, right? And my chat's on Thursday. So I said, okay, I'm going to do the chat anyway. I always do my chats when I travel and I'm at conferences. I just need to make sure I can find a place to go and sit and do it with my laptop. Mm-hmm. So I asked the conference, hey, is it okay if I do it at the convention center where the conference is at? And they said yes. So I found a little spot and I said, hey, everybody, we're going to be hosting the Twitter chat. Come hang out with us. That's when I love to do giveaways in person. I had so many things donated from different companies I work with, like TechSmith that does Camtasia and Snagit. I love them. So they donated these cool hoodies, and then Managed Flitter gave us some little thumb drives to give out that had their logo on it. That was really cool. Just little things like just T-shirts and just fun things. So when people came over and hung out with us, they got to walk away with a little present. So,
yeah. I love the free giveaways. I think my favorite swag from social media marketing world this year was from Thinkific. It was this,
yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's the external battery. It had an external battery. They had this super soft sweater. I feel like everyone was fighting over the sweater.
That hoodie, yes, the hoodie. I got one. Oh my gosh. Has Thinkific real big on the arm.
Yes.
That was really cool.
Yes,
I love mine.
That one was cool. But that Thinkific external battery, I take that with me everywhere. I'm just like, thank you. Like every time I find it, I'm like, thank you. Thank you.
That's so awesome. I love it.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we've talked about tweet chats and whatnot, what about measuring? How are you measuring how successful a tweet chat is? Like, do you say like, okay, we have this many people attending, we've got this many impressions. How are you measuring those numbers?
I measure them each week. I use a tool. It's called Social Alert. Oh. And the web address is Social Alert as one word. So like Social Alert. .net is the website. So I've been using them for a couple of years and absolutely love them. And I get, the reach, the impressions, the number of visitors to the hashtag. Like I get all the information. It's really helpful.
Oh wow, I've never heard of Social Alert before. Is that free? Is it a paid tool?
It is a paid tool. They're all paid tools. They almost all of them, like there's hash tracking, there's
Keyhole,
there's a bunch.
Right? Yeah.
Keyhole. I've used Keyhole before. There's so many of them. Almost all of them have a free trial, so you can try it out, but they're all pretty much paid tools. Everything that's analytics is pretty much a paid tool.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go ahead and pull up the website right now and see how good my Oh, it says socialalert.com is for sale. What?
That's .net.
Oh, .net. Oh, okay, sorry. I was like, wait a second.
Social alert. So social and then ERT. So socialalert.net.
Okay, so let me
and
see.
Their pricing is very reasonable compared to some of the others. It starts off at $9.95 a month. Mm-hmm. Is their starter plan. You get 2 hashtags to track.
Got it. Okay. Let's see here. And is it only taking a look at Twitter, or is it looking at other channels as well?
Theirs does Twitter and Instagram.
Twitter and Instagram. Oh, okay, interesting. That's very cool. Shout out to Scott for typing out what we were trying to spell for like the last 5 minutes.
I hooked up Scott with them because when I was on that podcast and they were doing all this tracking of different hashtags, I told him about Social Alert, so I believe he used them when he was doing all this tracking.
That's cool. Okay, so we've talked about promoting it. We've talked about researching your hashtags, not being afraid to go ahead and have your friends promote on your behalf, or just tweet Madeline and ask her to tweet it out for you.
There you go.
Okay, so what about services like Thunderclap? Have you heard of that one before?
I'm familiar with Thunderclap. I haven't used it in a really, really long time. It was popular years ago. I usually see people using that, like when they have a new book coming out, they'll encourage their friends to use it to do a tweet. I haven't really thought about using it for a Twitter chat. I should look into that. It's been a while since I've looked at them. So
yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, the name Thunderclap has come up a couple of times. It's thunderclap.it, so like Thunderclap it. And I see a lot of nonprofit organizations using it a lot, just to get their donors and fundraisers and supporters really just to like get behind the actual cause and leverage that. But in terms of how to spark a movement on Twitter, we've talked about Twitter chats, there's Thunderclap. Are there any other organized strategies that you're aware of how to get people, like let's say, to pre-promote a course, a conference, or a book?
I think what I've seen like some of the bigger names do, like I've done this with Lewis Howes and Lewis Howes is the first one that comes to mind, where they get like super fans together, have a private Facebook group, and give you all the tools you need to help promote, like in his case, a book ahead of time.
Oh, wow.
Where they're giving you, the links and the images and all that, but you're in a private Facebook group, so you can connect with other people who are helping as well. And that's been a great experience. I really enjoyed doing that. So that was really neat. Trying to come up with ways to provide value to people that are helping you. Here's something that I'm doing that's really interesting. So with Social Media Marketing World, we're hearing about it a lot right now because tickets are now on sale, right?
Yeah.
So, as a speaker, we are given, let me see if I can pull up my link here. We are given the opportunity to promote this and encourage people to use our affiliate link, which I'm bad at doing. I'm good at promoting everybody else's stuff when it comes, that just feels like, I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to, get.
It's not salesy. They get to meet you in person and.
Well, so here's what I'm doing. You're going to love this. So I came up with this idea. If people use my link to, if they're going to go to Social Media Marketing World, purchase their ticket through my link. It doesn't matter whose link you do. It's all going to go to the same place and you're going to, get your ticket through the conference. But if you use my special link, I am going to offer is going to be a private meetup for me and all the people that sign up with my link in San Diego. I promise that we're going to have an amazing time, just a nice little meetup with this little group of people. So that's my thing. That's what I'm doing. That's going to be my thing. So yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
I can, if anybody wants to get in touch, I'll be happy to give them the link. So if they're thinking about going or know anyone that might want to go to it's one of the best conferences.
It's
actually
honestly
the best social media conference out there.
I mean, I feel like there's just something for everyone. It's like your social media buffet. You could choose to go down the content, the podcasting, the live video stuff. There's just so much that you could do there, and just the connections. Great? Yeah, the connections are amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so whether you like to meet people in real life or interact with them online, honestly, one of my favorite ways to meet up with people and really get to know them is it's the meet up and eat up where they actually have the little organized dinners.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. I love how they set that up. Yeah.
Yeah, the first year I went, I didn't know anybody. This was when I had just the year before did this major pivot from the music business to getting more widely, I was already doing social media and known in the music business, but not really known more widely, like the Maury Smiths of the world, And so the first year I went to Social Media Marketing World, I was a speaker, but I didn't know everybody yet. And so I saw how you can sign up for the different evening dinner, that they put people together. I was like, that is so cool. So it was really interesting. I could go and easily connect with other people that are attending the conference. They're getting us together for dinner. I'm really wowed by them. They put on a great event.
That's true. That's good. Okay. So shout out to Krisha for just joining us. I saw your name pop up, so I wanted to give you a shout out. So if you guys are just joining in, we've talked about the power of Twitter chats, how to get them organized, how to research, promote, how to do your analytics. We've now talked about different strategies that people are using to go ahead and promote an event. Things like having your media, your creative assets already prepared, your GIFs, your emojis, whatnot. I still see people using click to tweet, which I think is amazing way. You could send it out to your office and just say, click to tweet. Just click on this button. It'll automatically tweet it out for you. I think that's brilliant. Yep. One question that I did have to ask you though is when you're doing your Twitter Smarter chat, is it always in text or do you do it in video? Do you say oh, hey, here's question number 1 and then you say it and then people can reply to you in video, or is it all just in text?
I would love to do it in video. The problem is it takes too much time and it's the chat moves so fast. I would love to do them all in video and respond in video, but I've even had guests that have tried to do responses with video and it's just, you just can't keep it going because it moves too fast.
I would love to see a time-lapse video of you basically trying to manage a tweet chat, right? And then just like how
over
many,
my shoulder.
Yeah, like over your shoulder, how many windows are popping up and just like what you're doing. It's probably.
I'll put my phone on tripod and just have it over my shoulder and just have it watch all day what I do and then speed it up. That would be fun. Yeah. Actually, it's a great idea. I'll have to do that.
It's kind of like whack-a-mole because you're like at reply. Well, okay, let's talk about the people that are participating. Do you reply to every single person, or do you just try to hit every person once, or do you go through every single one? Like, how do you go through all that?
When it's a very fast-moving chat like Twitter Smarter, I mean, we're talking, there's easily 1,000 to 1,500 tweets in the hour. Like, it's impossible to reply to all of them or to even see them all. Mm-hmm. So I try to spend time going back through and I definitely go through my notifications because I don't want to miss the ones where people are maybe asking me a question or directing something at me. The challenge is because I'm the host and I'm posting the questions, many times people reply with their answers, so it's an automatic notification to me because they're replying, so it says at Madeline Sklar and then their answer. And so my Twitter gets bogged down with so many of these that when I go through it later, Twitter cuts me off. Like, I'll get about halfway down. Like, I'm at the top, so I'm like, the end of the chat. I'm working my way, like, okay, now I'm halfway down the chat. I might get start at question 8. I'm at 7, 6, and 5. And then I'll be like question 5, and I'm looking at the answer, and then it just stops because Twitter will just like it's so many. I guess they have a number where they just, you've had enough tweets. You cannot possibly need to go read any more tweets than this in one day. So it's frustrating because of that, I'll miss some of the tweets. But like I said earlier, I'll have tweetchat.com open. I try to watch and see as many tweets because I'm trying to read as many of them as I can. But if you ever hop on that, I mean, you said you jumped on before. It's so many tweets. It's so many.
It's so fast. It's so fast. And I was going to ask you, do you find that some of your guests reply as, because 200, I mean, now it's 240 characters, but do you see them responding as like Twitter threads? Do you find a lot of them doing that?
Some people do the threads. It's 280. It went from the 140 to 280. And, some people, so they added the threads. It was really interesting. They bump it up from 140 to 280, and then right after that added threads. And it's like, well, wait a minute, because like threads would have been great a long time ago, because for those of you that don't know what threads are, you could do a tweet, and then right underneath there's a little plus sign and tack on another tweet. So it's almost like, okay, I ran out of space, let me do the second tweet and finish. But there's a lot of other ways you can use it. But I love threads. But what's interesting is that so few people have utilized the feature, and I don't know if it's because they just don't know about it. I think lots of people don't know about it. But some guests on both Twitter Smarter and Social ROI will do them as a thread. The only drawback is that if you're going to set them up as a thread and you put them all together, once you hit send, it's posting them all at once. Mm-hmm. So instead of trying to space it out a little bit, like when I do the question on Twitter Smarter, I do question number 1. There's going to be 5 minutes until I do question number 2. So many times the guest wants to kind of space their answers out a little bit. Yeah. But if you do the thread, it's just one shot of like 3 or 4 or 5 tweets, however many you do. So it's a little different. That's the only thing. But I like threads. I think they're cool.
Oh, I love threads. Yeah. One of my good friends over at the Scripps Institute of Oceanography, they're always using Twitter threads to break news, developing stories about what's happening, and they get really creative with it. They'll do like GIFs, they'll do throwback images, quotes and whatnot, and it's really cool just to see how the thread develops, and it gets a lot of retweets. Demetrius popped in again and gave us another, tip you could say in terms of tweet chats. And he says that hitting fave on replied tweets make it easier to filter out the ones that you haven't replied to. So.
Yep. There you go.
There you go. Cool. And I think
that's a great tip.
Yeah, it is. And I think one of the reasons why some people don't use threads is because a lot of people are used to using third-party platforms and just managing it through it that way. Because I don't think a platform like Hootsuite, let's say, lets you even do threads. Like, you have to do that natively on the platform, right?
Native only.
Got it. Good. Yep. All right, sweet. Okay, you guys, I've obviously been drilling Madeline this entire Oh my God, it's always been an hour.
I mean, I can talk about this all day. Can you tell?
Oh yeah, yeah. I love it like when the guests are super passionate about their topics, because if you had me talking about live video, we had that last week.
You just have this big smile the whole hour.
Yeah. So if you guys have any questions about Twitter, by all means, go ahead and drop them into the comments. If you haven't noticed so far, if you guys are leaving awesome tips, things of that sort, I'll throw it up on the screen. So while we have like the go-to Twitter marketing expert here, you might as well go ahead and ask your questions, because otherwise you won't see her until like Social Marketing World or the next Thursday Twitter marketing chat. When is that social ROI?
So social ROI is every Tuesday at 5 o'clock Eastern, and it's a fun chat. It's a little different from Twitter Smarter. I mean, it's really that intersection of engagement and that social ROI. So we talk about a wide variety of topics in the social media world. It's a lot of fun. We've got great guests for that. So what I do with these chats, on both chats, both that and Twitter Smarter, I'm always coming up with ways to make them fun and different and interesting. And so after the chat, I then go host a live stream. I bring the guests from Twitter, and then we transition to Facebook Live. And then we do a little bit of Q&A. What I do is I will ask them some of the questions again, but now we get their expanded thoughts, because we went from the 280 character limit, where they can only say so much, to now let's get their free-flowing thoughts and ideas on video. And it's so much fun, because I'm all in on video. I'm like you. Video is amazing. I actually teach a mastermind group for women on how to build confidence, because I actually interviewed you for it. Thank you very much.
Of course.
But I'm all about empowering people, whether it's Twitter, and that's why I'm passionate about teaching that through my Twitter Smarter. I have an online training program called Twitter Smarter. I have that Twitter Smarter hashtag, like, you can't own a hashtag, but everyone knows that's Madeline's hashtag, because I use it I have a podcast called Twitter Smarter.
Wait, did you get it like a registered trademark yet?
I really should. I really should. I mean, I'm all over that. When it comes to live streaming video, I'm passionate about it too. I think this is such a great way to get your message out for people to see the authentic you. So kudos to you for doing all this, Stephanie. I love the work that you do. And so I appreciate you bringing me on to do this.
Yeah. Okay. So I have 3 more questions for you.
Okay.
First one is, so for your tweet chats with the follow-up Facebook Live, are you repurposing that content into a blog post, like embedding the comments from Twitter or even Facebook, or is it just kind of, there's a Twitter thread, it's gone away because they've capped you and you can't look at any of the other responses?
Yeah, what we do is I'm all about repurposing. I love to repurpose content. I think it's a smart strategy. I think it's something everyone should be doing when it comes to putting out good content. So what we do is, for example, Twitter Smarter was this afternoon. So we're going to be putting out what's called Twitter Moments. And Twitter Moments is a way to curate tweets together into one place. And it's almost like a little mini blog, but it's just a bunch of tweets. So we'll be pushing out a little later today our Twitter Moments, where we take all the questions, all the answers from the guests, and we'll take 3 answers from different participants. And we do that for all 8 questions. So we have that we're going to have out there. We'll repurpose content. We'll tweet it. We'll retweet it. It's super cool to have, and it lives on because it stays on my Twitter profile. So if you go to my profile, you'll see moments, and you go in there, you're going to see one every week from Twitter Smarter and Social ROI. I do it for both chats. The other thing we do is, in a few days, we will have the Twitter Smarter recap that's on my website. So that's where we take all the questions, all the answers, but we'll do answers from the guests, and then about 10 answers from different participants. Wow. So we go from the moments to be more like, just like Twitter being, a shorter format, the moments is like that, more condensed. Yeah. And then on my website is more expanded, which has really been awesome. We've gotten great response, because there are plenty of people that say, I can't come on the chat, I can't make that day and time, but I want to see the recap. Yeah. So we got the live stream that's a recap, we've got the moments, and we've got the actual recap on my website. We do a lot.
Brilliant. I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving this. Okay, so the second question is, what are some Twitter smarter strategies for growing your audience? You know that this question was going to be coming up anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. So we're going to kind of shift away from chats and just talk about how do we grow our audience. The first thing you want to do is go do an audit of your profile. When you're done watching this, go to your Twitter and do it on a browser. This will be a little bit easier to do, and you really want to see how your site looks on the browser. Look at the header image at the top. That's the big one. It is a big image. It's 1,500 pixels across by 500 pixels tall. Don't have it just be a photograph that makes no sense to other people, okay? People do that all the time. It's like, okay, I know you get it, but it makes no sense to me. If you have something like that, go show it to 5 friends and say, do you understand what I do? And they're all going to say no, but just, do it anyway. Have your header be something that says who you are and what you do. When you go and have it be part of your brand. When you go look at my website and then you go look at my Twitter, you'll see the same colors, you'll see the same information, so it all ties in together. If in bold has my name big, it says, that I'm a podcaster, Twitter chat host, it has my information on there, and then your profile picture. And that's the little square picture. Make sure if this is for your personal brand, make sure it's a good headshot where it's this, so that we should be able to recognize you. If you go to social media marketing world, I should be able to look across the room and know that's you. And this should be for all your social media, not just Twitter. Go look at all your profiles. They should all be the same photo, and it should be a good headshot where we recognize you.
Okay.
And then the other thing is your bio. Look at your bio. You get 160 characters. Don't do the cutesy one-liner, because you don't want cutesy here. You want us to know who you are and what you do. So go through that, make sure it's really good and impactful, and would encourage that person who's looking at it, it would encourage them to go click on your website, to go follow you, to be interested in your message. So go take a look, do that audit, do an audit periodically, and you can always change your bio. When I speak at Social Media Marketing World, when we get a little bit closer, I'm going to update my bio and put speaker at pound SMMW19. Now, why should I put the hashtag in there? Because when people put the hashtag in, if it's in your bio, it will show up in that search. Here's what's interesting. When the conference gets closer, all the smart people go watch the hashtag, and they start conversing with other people. So be one of the smarties and when you're going to a conference, go watch the hashtag before you go and start conversing with people. And when you first get on a hashtag, it shows people related to that, and those are the people that have it in their bio. So I always notice, Stephanie, that with Social Media Marketing World, I will show up in there very well with that hashtag because I put it in my bio. I wait till we're pretty close, maybe a month out.
Yeah.
And little things like that make a huge difference, because it'll help you get more followers. It'll help you get more people tuned in to you and what you're doing.
That's
so it's
brilliant.
A smart strategy.
Well, I mean, I was giggling when you were talking about making sure that your profile picture is up to date, because I will tell you, I've gone to a lot of, we call them twine-ups here in San Diego, because it's like a tweet-up, but we're drinking wine. And it was, it's like, here's the twine-up, and people don't look like their profile photos. And I was like, wait a second, do we actually know each other? You're like, it's crazy. Okay, so here's another question from Demetrius. He's like, you're like the top engager for this Facebook Live, Demetrius. I love it. He says, question, do you think Twitter Live video or Periscope has any future like Facebook? What are your thoughts?
It's so interesting, and I've had plenty of people say, Madeline, why are you not doing your live stream after chat on Periscope? Why aren't you doing it through Twitter? And I just simply do it on Facebook because I want to go somewhere else. And listen, a lot of people are on Facebook. So, there's nothing wrong with doing a Facebook Live and veering off of Twitter. But let me tell you about Periscope. Periscope is still alive and well. There are so many people using it. It's a great platform. For me personally, it doesn't do a lot for me. So I don't spend a whole lot of time doing it, but I will periodically just go on Twitter and hit the live button and do a tweet and be on the live video in there. If you have Periscope, but you do it as a tweet within Twitter, whether it's your phone or a browser, it will automatically play it in real time in your Periscope, which is super cool. But you don't have to have Periscope, which is kind of nice because there are plenty of people that don't have Periscope, but they still want to be able to utilize the live video function within Twitter. So the next time you're in Twitter and you go to compose a tweet, and this will be on your phone, you cannot do this on mobile, but on your phone, one of the options will be you'll see where you can take a picture, but you also see a little icon that says live.
Yeah.
Tap on it. And you can now go live, and I think everyone should go do one later today.
Ooh,
after you're done watching this.
Challenge accepted. Hashtag Twitter Smarter. So let's do that.
I love to give out challenges. I love because I want people to take action. You know, Stephanie, I love coming on and doing things like this, but I want people to take action because I want them to go and implement what they're learning. Yeah. So all these things we're talking about, for those of you watching, if you're learning something new, go out and implement, or as my tattoo says, just do it.
Oh my
Just
God,
do
I love
it. That's a real tattoo.
I know. I was like,
Just
wait a second. You've never like lifted up your arm before. I was like, what is going on here?
I got all these tattoos. I know. It's so funny when people meet me and they just like normally see me like this, and they're like, I go to a conference, I'm like, I didn't realize you had all these tattoos. And it's like, it just kind of happened. I wasn't trying to have a whole bunch of tattoos, but they're a little addictive.
You weren't like, oh, what tattoo? Oh my God, how did I get there?
Yeah, that one. But I'm really passionate about just doing it, you know, because it's so easy for us to get ideas and get excited, and we all do this. But implementing, that's what it's all about. You have to just do it, and it's better to just do something. What I always do is just do it and then tweak it as you go.
Yeah.
Like my very first online course, my Twitter Smarter, I'll publicly say this, my Twitter Smarter Masterclass, the first time I did it was 5 years ago. The very first time I did it, I didn't know if anybody would be interested. So what I did is I had an outline that I wrote out. I knew exactly, envisioned how I would do it. I put together a website and I put it out there for sale and with all the information, and I had 5 people sign up.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, they want this. So I finished developing the course before it even started.
Wow.
But just knowing that people were interested enough where it was worth it for me, and then more people signed up and more people signed up. But I was literally, you know, it's a 4 week, so I was like once a week for 4 weeks. So I was literally putting it together as it started. But people were interested. They wanted it. So it's better to just go, because what happens is everybody's like, yeah, but it needs to be perfect.
Or somebody else already did it. Yeah. Right?
So I know, just do it and then tweak it as you go. So like I had students that signed up, and I told them, I said, you know what? I'm going to keep adding more videos to this. I'm going to add more information. You're going to get lifetime access. So as I'm putting this together and have more stuff, you're going to benefit. And people appreciate that.
Awesome. Aw, Dimitri said, so glad I caught you both online. It's 1:10 a.m. his time, but so worth it. So
awesome. Well, gosh, that's so sweet. I really appreciate you staying up late for this.
Yeah. Okay.
That's awesome.
All right, Madeline. So how can people go ahead and find you and learn more about you? Because you're absolutely amazing. I know that you're everywhere. You got your podcast, your website, your chats. What else? I'm all over the place. Well, the best place to reach out is through my website, MadelineSclar.com, or Twitter. And I do, if you send me a tweet, I will read it. I will respond. Send me a DM. I respond to those too. So having an unusual name is very easy to find me, Madeline Sclar. I'm everywhere with that name. All right. Well, thank you so much. This was fun. This was amazing. And I can't wait to repurpose this and chop it up into 30 different ways. Yeah. And then, yeah, you guys, obviously, Madeline is amazing to talk to. If you're coming out to San Diego for Social Media Marketing Royal, definitely go ahead and catch her there. I'm sure she's going to have more amazing tips for you on how to step up your Twitter game. So, all right, everyone, and thank you so much for hanging out, and take care. We'll go ahead and sign off for now. We'll just say bye. Bye, guys. Bye, everybody. Thanks, Stephanie. All right, everyone, take care. We'll catch you next time. Bye. All right.